Welcome, everyone, and good evening to Late Night with Cap. I'm JT, your host. Some people call me Cap in the Twitterverse. So it's good to have you here. We've got a very cool show coming up. I've got a lot of topics to discuss. So tonight, like always, on Late Night with Cap, I'm going to have a guest. I will talk about some bad design, some interesting stories, and a new thing from popular demand of all you wonderful viewers. Uh, Bigfoot. Apparently, everyone wants to talk Bigfoot, so I might have a special Bigfoot story for you all. We do have a guest today. His name is Dork Knight from Las Vegas, and it's fitting for the topic of discussion because two of my articles is about Las Vegas, since I will be at a few meetups next week in that town. So that should be fun. Let's go ahead and bring him on and let him introduce himself. Hey, Danny, how's it going?
Hey, good. Thank you for having me. I am Danny the Dork Knight. I'm the marketing director for a local charity called the Las Vegas Cosplayers Alliance. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that visits children in costume various different events and facilities, whether it be cancer treatment facilities, homeless shelters, hospitals, grief counseling centers, things of that nature. So whenever they want somebody to show up as either like a Disney princess, a video game character, anime character, comic book character, Disney
That's
Pixar
cool.
character.
I didn't know you did all that.
Yeah. I've actually. I was the marketing director for almost 8 years for a very similar charity called Critical Care Comics. And what they do is they visit kids in hospitals while dressed as superheroes.
Okay.
There was a big shift in leadership there, and January 2020, I resigned and started focusing on my own charity called Nerds Never Say Die, which is a mental health awareness and suicide prevention charity. However, I had the unfortunate timing of starting that charity in February of 2020,
Oh
um,
no.
a month before the dark times hit. Um,
Yeah.
so if people check out nerdsneversay.die.org. I before COVID, I was very fortunate and I was able to do a lot of this charitable, philanthropic type of stuff because life was good. And I invested, some money in trying to start up this new nonprofit, Nerds Never Say Die. And then, like I said, unfortunately, COVID happened. So we tried to make the best of it, and we did a series of stream shows that they were live on Facebook,
Okay.
and I had like different guests on talking about how to deal with anxiety during the lockdown and different things like that. And Salty Nerd even recently um,
Yeah, that was a
tried
good
to help
video.
us raise some money at Millennium Fandom Bar here in Vegas. Unfortunately, that event did not go so well. So
Oh,
we still do not have our 501c3 at Nerds Never Say Die. We are a Nevada nonprofit. We do have all the paperwork for that.
okay.
But we're still, we still need to raise some more money because I just don't have the, I've already invested a couple $1,000s of my own money into
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
from 2020 to 2021. And I just can't do it anymore. So trying to raise support, and I do have like the vice president of the charity is a licensed therapist, and he
Cool.
runs Headway Insight. He's got lots of experience, like well over a decade of experience in therapy, and also partnered up with. What's her Katie Wechter, who's agreed to be the secretary of the board, and she works with NAMI and a lot of other mental health nonprofits here in Las Vegas. So,
Wow.
so we're hoping to be able to raise some money to get that going. But the Cosplayers Alliance here in Vegas does have its 501c3, so I'm
Cool.
dabbling in both of
And
those while
people, I
running my own business. So
oh, awesome. Yeah, yeah. So I put the two links in the chat there for those two items that you mentioned. So we've got nerdsneversaydiet.org that you can visit and check that out, and then I also have the cosplayalliance.org there as well. So
thanks.
you know, go ahead and check those out, everyone, if you haven't already. It'd be really great. And you said you are a fellow graphic artist, correct? So this should be a fun night
Yes.
for you.
Yeah. No, I submitted my own work for your bad design. I can't wait
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to
So,
do that.
yeah, and yeah. So when we get to that, we'll definitely go over that and laugh at your own thing,
Yeah,
which is good. Sometimes you do have to laugh at your own stuff.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and say hi to everyone that showed up tonight. So we have Vanquish AZ. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for coming by. He says he's ready for the show, and he's already had a few nightcaps, so hopefully it'll be a good one for him. And then we have Penny J, son/Dork Knight. This must be one of your fans.
This is my mother. Yes.
Okay. Hi, mom. Well, they are our biggest fans, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then let's see who we've got here. We got Benjamin Joyner, or some call him Benjamin. So, thanks for coming by, and it's good to see you. And of course, Jacob Ironside always shows up. How's it going? And then we've got we got Matt Vader in here, you know, on
Oh,
lunch
he
break.
always loves to bust my balls whenever I guest on shows. So
Yeah, and he says, "Where's the hot chicks at?" Well, not tonight, I guess. So,
yeah, my
look,
quote
and
unquote hot
even
aunt
Vader
did
knew
not
to
show
come
up,
on.
but my mom did. Yeah, like my mom comes on all the streams I'm on. It's hilarious.
Okay, very cool. And we have
Yeah.
Salty Trekker. Hey, how's it going? I promise
Hey,
black
Michael.
burgers. Where are they? Well, that's up to Vader. I mean, if he's making promises like that, hopefully I can. I can't. I don't know if I can keep those. So, um, but
Well, when you
yeah.
come to
So
Vegas, I'm sure we can arrange something.
yeah, I've already. I travel there at least once a year for work for a giant convention,
Hmm.
but it's mostly for work. We do kind of have some fun to a point, but sometimes I don't really get to go out there for personal stuff. So it would be fun. It'd be great to kind of meet everyone. I think I'm gonna meet up with a few people that are coming into town or live there
Are you
already.
coming to the Grouchy Johns thing the night before Nerdrotics?
I was invited, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good,
So yeah,
good,
I
good,
think I
good.
am. Yeah. So we're driving because I live pretty much next door to you. In Arizona.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're driving. So we should get there right before. So yeah. Oh, looks like we got some other people coming in. The Beagle Daily. How's it going? You still fighting against Spider-Man?
I
Yeah.
want pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, he always comes in and talks trash about Spider-Man. It's fantastic. One of these days I'll get him on. And then we got Wookie Be Bad. Thanks a lot coming in and saying hail. So that's very cool. So as I was saying, tonight, we're going to talk about some cool little neat Vegas stories. And my first one is a story about, you know how you've seen Ocean's 11, right?
Oh yeah,
Danny? And
yeah,
like you've
yeah, yeah,
seen how they try to, sneak off with a loads of cash. You've
yeah.
lived in Vegas for a while. I've been to Vegas. I think Vader even works in that industry. I
Yes,
would
he
assume it would
does.
be
Yes,
pretty hard to steal anything
he'd be a
out of
good
those.
one to have for this story because that's what he does. He does surveillance at a casino.
Yeah, I think it would be very interesting how the person would steal. Now, this happened. I'm not back in '92. It's one of the most famous stories in Vegas of heist, I guess. But yeah, it's an unsolved heist. Maybe Vader knows about it. Maybe he's aware of it. I don't know.
I'd be curious if Tom O'Connell knows about this. I had him on. We do True Crime Thursdays over at Pop Culture Minefield,
Okay.
and Tom O'Connell did the Kevin Wynn kidnapping case, Steve Wynn's daughter, and
Oh
he
yeah,
also
that one popped up too. That was another one that popped up when I searched for something like this.
yeah, and he also did a bunch of casino heists. So I'd be curious if this was one of them, but he probably doesn't talk about the unsolved cases.
Yeah, this is an unsolved case. Hey, theme parks, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. So yeah, this happened in 1992 in September, um, and it happened at the old Stardust, which does not exist anymore, which was one of the original, big time hotels back, I believe, the 60s and 70s. I think it was run by the mob. Um, so I'm not sure how
Yeah, I
he
believe if you've
got
seen the
through
movie Casino, the fictitious casino in that movie is based off of
the
the
Stardust.
Stardust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, the casino. Yes, name something different in that movie though, right? They don't name it the Stardust.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I guess this was in September. Uh, it's a true story. So a casino robbery. An employee. So this person worked at the hotel. Bill Brennan walked right out the front door with a bag of money, like $500,000. He has never been seen since. This is a true unsolved casino heist, and pretty much has stumped everyone.
Wow.
So how, I don't know how he did it, but basically he came in, went to the cashier bank, and he took more than that. He took that $500,000 and just walked out and vanished. Now, with all this secure, I don't know how secure Vegas was in the 1990s. I was like 10, so I
Yeah,
didn't go.
this took place 2 days after I turned 13. So
But as you can see, this is what the hotel looked like. So he walked right out of the entrance there, um, with a bag of cash. So if you've seen, Ocean's 11, it took some effort for them to steal that money. Of course, it's a movie, uh, but apparently this one came. And Vader says lots of barrels in Lake Mead. Yeah, I've
yeah,
heard that too.
have you been hearing about this? They just uncovered a third one. There are all
A
these
third one. Oh
yeah,
man.
the lake's getting so low. All the dead bodies the mob dumped in the lake are starting to surface. So
Okay. And then I think Vader says, what does he say here? Tangers equals Stardust. I'm not
Tangiers, yeah,
really
that's the
Tangiers.
casino in
Okay.
casino. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. In the
Um,
movie, yeah,
yeah. So in Casino is the name of. Okay, I got what he's saying now. Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah.
I've seen that movie, but I couldn't not remember the name of it. I just knew it was the Stardust because I'm actually a history buff with the mafia, so I try to watch and listen to a lot of that.
Right
Um,
on.
Vanquish says, JT, are we still on for our heist this weekend or next week? Not supposed to say that on YouTube, but oh well. Vader says he did it because he had an inside help. Oh, one does just not walk into the cage and take money. Well, yeah. So that's one of the theories. He worked there, and the casino was located. It's on the Las Vegas Boulevard South. So if you haven't been to Vegas, I'm trying to remember where that is exactly. If we were to say based on the strip today, do you know where that is, Danny?
I bet you Vader does. I'm trying to
Okay.
think, because
Maybe I could send him a link.
when you're
But
saying the South Side, because the South Side, I think of South Point when you say Las Vegas Boulevard South, but that's not really the Strip. The Strip kind of ends at
yeah,
Mandalay Bay, so
so
where the sign is.
I'm assuming it was somewhere in the middle because if you look, I think that one hotel way back there is Caesar's Palace. So but yeah, he walked right out, and then they had a picture of him. He was 34. He and this is who he was. This is who walked. A pretty normal looking dude. Um, yeah, he walked in to the cashier and then walked right out, carrying a bag full of it. So, although some people say it was only 300,000, but some say five, because he had cash and casino chips. So again, the casino chips are kind of heavy when you have a lot of them. So it'd be interesting. And it was stolen from the sports book. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Uh, After the crime, police searched his apartment, but neither he nor his cat were there. So I guess he took his cat and his money. uh,
Okay, so according to the interweb, sorry, the
yeah,
Stardust was located where we have the new Resorts World casino
yeah,
now,
that's
where
what
Katy
Vader said.
Perry is performing. Yes.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
That's
know.
okay. Vader said that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. Resorts World must be pretty new. I
Yeah, it
don't
is.
know.
It is new,
Okay,
and it's
okay,
crazy because the entire side of the building is like an LED screen, and you can see it from like super far away. It's nuts.
okay, very cool. I'll have to see if I see it when I'm up there next week. Yeah, other officers found some books and literature detailing how to change one's identity overseas. So maybe he went overseas.
Doesn't seem
Uh,
like a lot of money though. It was only what, half a mil?
yeah, but maybe in the '90s it was. I don't know.
Yeah, fair
Um,
enough. Yeah.
he's on the FBI's most wanted list, and he's been on Americans' most wanted, and he's never been caught. Uh, he's was a I guess a native of Pennsylvania. He's never even been back there. There's several theories of if he's like changed his identity or he's became a different type of gambler. There's some people say, maybe someone else got to him and he is in the lake.
Right. I mean,
uh,
like if he was still alive, he'd be 64, 65 years old right now. So,
yeah, he could be in Mexico. So yeah, literally no one knows where this dude is that walked out of the wonderful Stardust casino, which is one of the most famous ones. So it's pretty ballsy, right? To do do that.
yeah.
And and then so you all know, the Stardust was eventually closed, imploded actually, on
Hmm.
March 13th of 2007. There's a video. I didn't find it in time, but there is a video I think on YouTube of it going down, that someone recorded, and I believe you also see it going down in there was another Vegas movie that they did where they blew up a hotel. I think they blew this one up. So I don't remember the movie though. It was either what was it, the with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Oh, one of the Rush Hour movies. I think that
Yeah,
one's Rush Hour 2, actually. But
yeah,
yeah, as Vader's pointed out, I mean, including uh, oh gosh, the one that they did while I was here. It's the most recent one they demolished. It was down. It was. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Anyway, do what? Yeah, the Riviera. There you go.
Riviera. Oh, thanks for the whoever that is.
Oh yes, Cece.
That's good.
But I
yeah,
remember
so people,
watching that one like in real time, and like the
yeah,
nut jobs, made a big old party of it on the strip. So
yeah, yeah. People, some of those hotels are pretty famous. So when those hotels went down, it was like seeing like your family member.
I know
People,
I've always that is something I've always found weird about Vegas is in, out east. I lived in North Carolina for a while, and they have like the historical district because a lot of the original stuff from America was out. Like Old Mill and hey Anima, thanks for joining us. It's 5 a.m. in Croatia, so that's dedication.
yeah, it is.
Um,
Thank you for stopping by late or no
yeah,
early
or
morning with
early, yeah, yeah. She's in the future. It's tomorrow where she's at.
yeah.
But I don't know. I loved how they always restored the old stuff, and so there's still like buildings from the 1800s. There's still houses. There's like a whole street of houses. It's the historical district in High Point, North Carolina, where it's all like the original colonial houses,
Mhm.
and but here in Vegas, we destroy everything. We
Yeah, yeah.
tear
I
it down and rebuild. So
Pretty much. I mean, because everyone tries to put everything on that one strip of road, so it
thanks,
makes.
Vader. You have fun going back to work, trying to
Yeah,
catch
he said
criminals.
I gotta go. Let me know when you get an interesting guest on. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like I said, he
He
loves to
likes to
bust
rap.
my balls.
Yeah, he's funny at that. I can't wait to meet him in person. I think that would be fun.
He's cool. He's a cool cat. I like him.
So yeah, we have a couple other people rolling. Boba Fett, you have not missed bad graphic design. I am sorry that the notification didn't go out. I do apologize. That's YouTube for you. I mean, so next time I'll tag you so you don't miss it because he always loves the bad design. Um, oh, someone says it might have been you. Maybe you.
Hey, the math doesn't work. I mean, just doesn't work.
Yeah, your mom is not sure about that. So, hey, R2,
she
thanks for coming by,
she
bud.
she wishes I stole that money. I tell you what.
Yeah, yeah, I think a lot of us were like, oh, maybe. Um, yeah, a lot of people are saying you did it. You just changed your name.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe, but
This is turning into the roast of the Dork Knight here with
roast of
in the
Dork. It
chat.
wouldn't be a late night with Cap if people weren't roasting me or the guests in the chat, which is usually what happens. So
Uh,
R2 does say, "Hey, Danny." So
hey, R2.
yeah, I guess he thought his dog was more important than me, so it's okay. Yeah, so bro, but since you're here in the chat and you're really super excited about this, let's go ahead and kick off bad graphic design with Cap, and we'll just go and get. And if you're new here, before I get started, please like, share, subscribe, because bad graphic design is a segment that I do where we laugh at some of the unintentional or intentional or just downright bad mistakes because they're trying to be clever graphic design. So it sometimes they're a good laugh. So with tonight, we have this is an amateur poster, and I really don't get why people try to be so creative with words, Danny. Because this one it was really hard to read. It either says "do die safely," "don't die safely," or something else. I think they were
Don't
trying to get a point.
drive safe. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, what stands
Yeah,
out, you're right, is do die. Oh,
do
okay.
do die safely.
Do
Yeah.
die safely. Okay.
And this was what's shocking about this one, and I don't mean to make fun of the person who designed it. I knew they were trying to be creative, but this was a contest winner. So this one won the contest of whatever this
Oh,
was
wow.
for. Yeah, if
This
you
was
look
the
real close
winner.
down at the bottom, it was a contest winner. So, but yeah, I think it was supposed to say, "Don't
It says at the
die,
bottom,
drive
do drive
safely."
safely, don't die while you drive. At the bottom left corner is what it says, but
Yeah,
that
yeah. Way
yeah.
down the bottom is what it says. It says, "Do drive safely, don't die when you drive." And the wind's not even in here.
Yeah.
So I know people try to get creative with, yeah, "do die" R2. Yeah. Um, Vanquish says, "I hope to die safely." Yeah, some people do.
Not me, man. That's boring. I want to die in a blaze of glory, doing like 100, snorting cocaine off a hooker's tit while I'm getting blown by a tranny. Sorry, I just got your channel canceled. My bad.
No, it's okay. We're good. It's late night with Cap, so we're good. No worries. That is all good. So yeah, you're more like Broba. He wants to die recklessly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is a crazy one, Vader. I seriously do not know. I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to be real creative just to win the contest, and it kind of went wrong. So, but I mean, maybe you could have done if you had the R and the V the same size as the TIE, it might have gone a little better. So, um, yeah, even your mom just went
Oh yeah, triple
three head
face palm
slaps.
on that. Yeah.
All right, so the next one, this one kind of this now this again, this was a contest amateur designer, so you would think professionals, right? If they were promoting design to you, that they wouldn't make a mistake like this, would they? Well, they did. Do you know what that says?
It's supposed to say apprenticeships.
It does, and I'm good. I'm glad that you read it that way, but most people don't read it that way. They read
Oh
it
yeah,
as
I know. App
app
rent
rent
ice.
ice ships.
Yeah, that's weird.
And careers with a difference: printing, print finishing, graphic design. Apply now. So this I yeah, if I was applying for a graphic artist and I saw this poster, I'm not sure if I would apply. Or I would and help them.
Yeah.
Pay me lots of money.
Wow.
This does remind me of when I used to work for a print shop when I first started. But we never got this created. My design lead would probably yell at me and tell me this is garbage and then throw it back at me. So
Crap. Crap.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but when I went
Bring
to
me
school
pictures of
for
Spider-Man.
yeah, when I went to school for a graphic arts, we had a teacher like that. You would show him your portfolio, and he would flip through it and say, "Garbage, garbage,
Yeah.
garbage. This is okay. Garbage, garbage,"
Yeah.
and you would go home crying because you spent so many hours just
Yeah.
working on something. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, ice ships. So, yeah, I don't either. They're offering an app to rent ice ships
Yeah.
or
App
apprenticeships.
app rent ice ships.
Yeah, if you get too creative, you can definitely make this mistake. It's
Yeah.
when you design something and you're really, I bet you the designer was so close to it, and he's like, oh, this is this. He or she was like, this is going to be awesome. Sometimes if you show it to someone else or you step about 3 feet back, you'll notice some of the issues. Do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, like the fact that this is an ad to hire, maybe that's the point. Maybe they're like, we need the help.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
I
Well,
don't know.
there are some out there, so yeah.
Clearly, we.
Uh,
I've seen a couple billboards here in Vegas that are purposely like, they're bad, like, but they know they're bad and they basically say that they're bad. So it's like this one is
yeah. There's one of I usually show it at the end because it's always my favorite. But yeah, there's a lot out there. So let's see if anybody's. I think about 30 feet back. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And R2 says here, damn it, I was going to make an app for renting ice ships. You're gonna make Danny choke over here. So the next one again is about being creative, and you just kind of went a little over that, and maybe a little too creative. Um, I guess this was for a animal store, or a
What the?
anal Anna
This
anus or something.
Ana anus? Anima
Yeah,
anus?
anima anus.
Animals us, maybe. What were they trying to say?
I believe they were trying to say animal, um,
And
uh,
us?
and us. Yeah. So
Animal and us?
the fish right there is a D. So it's
D?
supposed to be animals and us.
Uh that's yeah, that this is worthy of an inclusion on your list of bad designs. Wow.
Trust me, there is a plethora of bad designs out
Dude,
there.
you know what? Really, I know this has to happen to you. So, logo design and branding is a part of what I do, and often it's my favorite. I love coming up with ideas, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I've come up with a few, really clever ones that I'm very, very proud of, and I've done a few high profile logos as
Yeah.
well. But I also have done plenty where, so I don't know how you do, but I'll do like a logo sheet. So depending on what their budget is, I could have no less than three totally different concepts on up. Like
Yeah.
sometimes as many as like 24 or something like that. And inevitably, people will pick the worst, like the my least favorite one, like the one where
Yep.
like where they're like, hey, I like all this, but could you really do so? They have this idea, and it's a terrible idea. And I try to Sound and Vision. I'll never forget the logo I made for Sound and Vision. I will is tits. I'll put it up against anything. I'd love to I should dig it up and show it to you. And I thought I had the guy convinced because basically he brought in a logo of some other company and was like, hey, I want this, just change it to my words, but I want it the exact
Okay.
same. I was like, we can't really do that. He's like, oh yeah, make it different enough, it's fine, And I'm like, okay, I tell you what, I'm going to whip that up for you, but then I'm going to give you, I've got some really good ideas. This is why you come to me. Like you don't go to the
Yeah.
restaurant and tell the chef how to cook his meal.
True.
You
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go
True.
there and because you've heard good things about the chef and you want to try the dish. So let me try to whip up something for you. And we even got it all the way to where we were about to order stuff, and I don't know what happened, but at the last minute he was like, and you know what, he's out of business. I'm not saying the two have anything to do with each other, but it's just like, you know he might still be in business today had he picked a better logo. Just saying, but it's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes that matters. Sign appeal or curb appeal. Whenever you're doing a sign or a
The
logo,
first impression, your logo is
yeah,
oftentimes the first impression. You know,
yeah, that goes for you YouTubers out there, and memers and Twitchers.
branding's
Uh,
important. That's why my
yeah,
first logo, Fat Beard Studios, man, you still see those decals all over Vegas, and I rebranded. And
uh-huh,
everybody gets onto my case about it because it is a bitchin' logo. Everybody loved it. You can go to fatbeard.vegas. The site's still up. Um,
yeah.
More
And
for
when you do your
nostalgia.
own, you kind of you're a little bit more, as I say, anal.
Yeah. Well, mine, like, it's a decal like that. That's the thing you want most in your logo or your brand is you eventually want to be able to take the words away and people will still know what it is. Which
Yeah.
is why over the course of your lifetime, I'm sure you've noticed that Starbucks did that over the span of about 15 to 20 years. And
Hmm.
now their logo does not include any text whatsoever. And it takes time. Usually it takes time to do that. Here in Vegas, Fat Beard is synonymous with my
Yeah.
icon, which it's killer. You know what I mean?
That
And
happened
so,
with Nike too. They, the
yeah,
switch. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I
Iconography is really important, people. Just saying. Anyway,
so here you
sorry.
go. If hopefully this place is still in business, maybe they changed their sign. We got some suggestions.
I hope so.
But Vanquish says, "Look, I think it's a great sign. You do a double take, and when you need an animal supplies, you think of this or anus."
Yeah,
Okay.
man. I mean, this really ties into the one I sent you, which is funny, but
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Wookie Be Bad says, "What the heck?" Yeah, it's a pretty so yeah, you would probably do a double take here. So before I move to the next one, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of bad graphics design out there. And if you, the fan of the channel, want me to laugh at something or talk about something that you see, you can submit it. And Danny submitted his own.
my very own.
So he designed this himself for, uh, I almost said it, Final Fantasy, but he has the F and the I is a little too close, and you could say anal fantasy. So we're
Yes,
all about
yes.
that.
And when this was pointed out to me, I was like, I love it. I got to keep it because it was pointed out to me kind of early on in the design because I made the one with Cloud, the volume one. I made that for a convention. The out here was a
It's a good
convention
design.
exclusive.
I
Thank you.
like it.
And and so when we made it, when we made this yellow one, I collaborated with Giancarlo Chamberlain on this one, and the he was the one. I didn't even see it at first for whatever reason, and then when he pointed it out to me, I couldn't unsee it. And
Yeah,
so then and so we would show it to people and just kind of like see because there's one or two people apparently you either see it right away or you don't. And then but then when you are told about it, you cannot unsee it.
yeah. If you
So
squint
oh
and you
yeah.
blur it up, yeah.
Yeah.
The line on the red one is a lot. You could really mistake that than the I mean, I
Yeah.
see it right now.
Yeah.
I just look up and I see it. So it's a
Yeah.
little. That's funny, and I'm glad. Not. I'm sure I've made mistakes like this too. We've all have. You wouldn't be a good or great designer if you didn't make your own mistakes. So
Yeah.
this. So yeah, I'm glad you had this. This made me chuckle when you showed it to me, and when I was
Yeah.
happy when
You
I
know,
made
and
you,
it,
you
the
did that to me
second
too.
yeah, the second one, I the red one, volume two, I did that 2 years later, and it was like perfect. Like I could have easily, but it was so funny over the years.
You
And
just
people have
left
been,
it.
yeah, and people have been bugging me for a companion. I would literally, especially at Grouchy John's, I would like, hey man, when are you going to do the volume two? Because I'd been talking about doing it. You know what I mean? I have an issue with, well, not an issue, but like, I tend to do my paid gigs before stuff for myself, you
Right.
know, and so the stuff I want to do for me usually just gets put on the back burner until somehow I can figure out a way to get somebody to throw me money to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Which
Again. this when you showed this to me, I laughed. So I was like, great, this will be awesome to put on
I'm
the show
glad.
today.
Yeah.
So
No, 'cause
uh,
I thought of this design before, like when you first started sharing your channel, and you showed me that, because I think you even you either, I can't remember if you tagged me on Twitter, if it was in Discord, but you knew I was a graphic designer, so you're like, hey, check this out. And
mhm.
it was like one of your first ones, and I immediately thought, I was like, I got to show him this, you know.
Yeah, so what I do is, yeah, I clip these out and make my own short little videos, and then I also do like this segment. So this will be a good one to share with people. Um, so again, if you are in the need of a graphic artist, like these people are that posted
Look at that.
billboard, you can either contact me on Instagram and you can check my work out, or you can even contact Danny. He has a Twitter as well. You can probably DM him there. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully,
here's the thing, guys. I appreciate you like saying that, but contact, unless you want me to sneak like some pornography in your work, just don't call me. Don't DM me. You
okay.
take it
Well,
up with the Cap here.
yeah. Oh yeah, I've been having fun. I've been having fun doing logos for memers, YouTubers, Twitchers. It's been kind of fun because I feel like that's my little tribute to the community because some of these folks, they're just starting out or they may not have a lot of money to do something. So I try to do something pretty cool for them, and it's more
which
of a
is
side gig for me. So
yeah,
yeah,
which is awesome. You know
yeah.
that you do that. Like you're always making fun stuff for the salty nerd guys. So
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
always
Those have been a
enjoy.
classic. So those have been
Yeah,
fun.
I always enjoy
Yeah.
those.
I kind of do those on the fly, and I'm like, oh, this will be a perfect one. And then I found Panada Farms, and me and R2 have been having fun with those. So
Mhm.
Vader says he needs a logo. Okay. I mean, your face alone is your logo.
Dude, well, look, it looks like my Fat Beard logo right here. I ought to just change it up a little bit and let Vader use it. Because then
Yeah.
because when you go to Grouchy John's, my logo, I gave it like I was giving out a bunch of stickers for free when this was like when they first opened, so like 10 years ago or something like that. And he put the logo right smack on the center of their front door, so like
Oh yeah.
so it's like it doesn't even say Grouchy John's on the door. It says it on the building above the doors, and then like
But
right
then your
there is the
big
logo.
beard.
Yeah.
Good. That's funny.
So then Vader could be going, "Hey, that's me, guys." You know. Just,
Yeah. That's me. Yeah. So, yeah. So hopefully you can check out my other bad graphic design clips out there and shorts. They seem to be funny. There's a lot of just ridiculous silliness out there that I like to laugh at with others. So I'm glad, Danny, you were able to come on and do this. Um,
Thanks for having
so
me.
now, um, I did a show with Dreaming Tabitha. We talked about Bigfoot pretty much the whole show. And apparently everyone wants to talk about Bigfoot. So I kept getting requests that you should do a little segment on Bigfoot. So I don't know how if you're a believer or not, but in the world of Bigfoot, if you're not talking about Bigfoot, then you're not a great mind. Only great minds talk about Bigfoot. So just so you know. So I'm
Well,
gonna
the
start doing
Yeti has been you know a mythical creature of folklore for forever.
years, ever, decades. So I decided to do a little segment where I go and find some things about Bigfoot that come up. So here you go. Ready? So the first story I found on Twitter was this video a person caught of some mysterious thing. It could be Bigfoot. It could not be. So I want you to focus kind of right there. It might, and R2 is really good at debugging these or debunking these videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it real quick. So it's a nice little black fog, and it just kind of turns into somebody, and then it kind of. So I'm not sure if it's a ghost or a Bigfoot.
It doesn't look like a big, and then it just kind of it's like the Predator. It's the Predator. I just watched that
Yeah,
movie Prey. That's what that reminded me of.
yeah. So like you said, here's the full version. So someone videotaped this, and it's just a dark figure. I don't know what it is. It could be a. Maybe some people do say Bigfoot's a spirit that can go in and out of realms, um, but it does. kind of vanish there, which is kind of creepy. Yeah, Broba said that without the red circle in the beginning, he would have never even seen it.
Yeah, right.
It's the smoke monster from Lost. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't. It's just weird, right? I don't know where this is. I guess I can look at the tweet real quick, but it does kind of turn into a black void. So that's. What do you think? Do you believe in Bigfoot or ghosts?
I mean, whether it's like, well, you got Bigfoot, you got the abominable snowman, you've got Yerman the Yeti. My buddy Ryan's Depressed Monsters. That's a thing he made up. Anyway,
Okay.
I
I was
mean,
in Vermont, so I don't know how many people see Bigfoot in Vermont. I had a map with numbers, but
yeah, it's always like places where there's not a lot of people, like Vermont or Montana or the Dakotas or something like that. It seems like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Well, so do you fish? Or are you kind of an outdoorsman?
Sorry.
No.
Oh wow, I just snorted. No, much to no, I'm not. I tried to be when I was younger, and then it just
Okay. Well,
wasn't my
good,
jam.
because
Yeah.
if you go out with a friend, he may strangle you and then then tell the police that Bigfoot made him do it. So
Oh
this
my god.
gentleman in Oklahoma strangled his fishing buddy. They used to noodle. Do you know what noodle is? You know what noodling is?
No.
No, so that's where you
What do you?
take your hand and you stick
Mhm.
it in the mud or the water of a really dark, like a river, and you pull out catfish. They grab your
Oh.
arm and you pull them out, and you don't use any reels or line. You just, you know, manhandle the fish.
Like
So
a
this
like a man.
gentleman, yeah, pretty much. So this gentleman, Larry, told police that he killed his friend Jimmy because he was threatened to summoned the Bigfoot. So if he didn't kill his friend, Bigfoot would come after him. So yeah, so he he, like I said, he told the sheriffs that apparently that, yeah, with Knighton's threat summoned Bigfoot. Special Agent John Brown wrote that Sanders featured that Knighton indeed fed him to would be fed to Sasquatch if he did not kill his friend. So
Oklahoma,
you think
man.
that would hold in
What can I?
court? Um,
No, no, no.
so yes, he did say he did kill his friend. He did choke him, unfortunately. Um, but I'm not gonna read the whole story, but yeah, you can if you want to look at that.
I
But yeah,
think he was high. I think he was high on something because, like, you could come up with a better lie than that.
yeah, I just thought it was pretty funny that I mean, most people say, I was mad at the guy. He stole my girlfriend, my wife. But no, he killed his friend because of Bigfoot. So there you go. There's your Bigfoot report from Cap.
That's where you need that little graphic. The more you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do have something. I mean, we have me and Tabitha. We went Bigfoot hunting before our stream, and
It's Bigfoot! Could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus.
Worse.
that's our friend Dan. So he stole his sister's wife. Where'd you read that? Did you read that from the article? I don't remember that. I don't know where you're getting that from. Who hasn't had a friend strangled by Bigfoot? R2, every stream I learn something about you. Suburban Sasquatch. Is that you, Dork Knight? Do you know suburban Sasquatch? I'm sure there's Sasquatches around Vegas, right?
Tunnel? Wow. I do know we have like seas of homeless people that live under there, like from the Morbius comics. But
I heard that. Yeah, I've seen that.
I haven't heard any Bigfoot reports.
You might have like a skinwalker problem. People who shift, change, transition. So hey.
Speaking of, just wait, you're married, right? So you don't have anything to worry about. Okay.
Yes, I am married. Thank you.
Okay.
So it's a good segue into the mysterious, the spooky, from Bigfoot to ghost stories. So in Vegas, there's been a lot of people coming and going through that part of town, from entertainers, artists, mobsters, a plethora of people. So Vegas has a lot of ghost stories, a lot of haunted hotels.
Yeah, I
So I
still
found,
haven't been to the haunted museum that we have out here. I've been out here
oh,
almost.
Zach Bagans
Yeah,
Haunted
yeah.
Museum.
Still
It's
haven't
a
been to
fun
it.
museum. Do not go in the summer because they will make you stand outside in 110-degree heat, and you kind of feel that weirdness because you're hot, and people faint because they're hot. So it might. I would go in the wintertime, and then you
Okay.
might actually, if you want to try to feel something or maybe witness something, don't go in the summer because the heat might make you go a little
Thanks
loose.
for the tip. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
my
on.
friend and I went out there a few years back to check it out, and it was a creepy place.
Hmm.
It's the old mayor's house, I believe, and it was creepy. He had like all his stuff, all the stuff he has on his TV shows, the things that he collects was there. He had a Vegas section. He had Kevorkian van where he literally did what he did in that van. So some people like would come in the room and they would feel like the energy of, but I don't know if it was because of the story and they just knew what happened or if there was something in there. So I mean, people say they've been touched. I mean, it is dark in there. So um, they have it's like a really fancy haunted house, like when you go on
Hmm.
Halloween. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So, Salty Trekker says, "Let's face it, a out focused picture of Dork Knight. Bam, Bigfoot. Do you? Oh yeah, maybe he really thinks you're Bigfoot or the guy who stole the money.
They're just giving. I gotta shave. Okay, I'll shave. I'm gonna be on his show tomorrow night
Why
for Nerd
shave?
Fights. I'll
You got to
just.
behold the beard.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I usually rock a pretty gnarly mustache, uh, but
okay,
I've been lazy, and the whites bothered me less. The white used to bother me a lot more. I would constantly shave it off. But
really? No, I don't have that yet. I think we're around the same age, so I haven't gotten that yet. But one of the some of the famous haunted hotels is the Flamingo Hotel, with connections with the mob. And so, I know it's not the original flamingo, but people do say every now and then they may see um, a haunted mobster walking around, or they may see sightings of people in the chapel, wandering the halls that look a little out of date. So they could either be a mobster like Bugsy Siegel, or someone from that time period still hanging out at the hotel. Uh,
I'm surprised the Artisan isn't on this list. Have you ever been to the Artisan downtown?
no, I've heard of
It's
it
like
though.
it's Sahara. It's like 15 in Sahara. It's actually really cool. It's really
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been there in years, so I mean, I everything's changed because of the pandemic. But it used to be really spooky. Also, that's why
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
thought maybe
A
it'd be
lot of the
interesting.
older hotels they feel that way. Um, and then Bailey's, Las Vegas. I guess one of the high-rise fire incidents, one of the worst. They also said that there must have been some people that just weird things happen in this hotel, like a weird, like I said, high-rise fire incident. Creepy things have been going on ever since that fire for about 30 years. Guests have reported strange going ons
That's
with
some shit
misty,
straight out of Ghostbusters, right there.
yeah, misty blue
Valley's
ghosts, creepy
that's
things.
over. I think that's Desert Inn. I think.
Yeah,
I'm sure Vader
yeah,
will
Bailey's
correct
is
me
still
if I'm
around.
wrong.
So, some people have seen noises coming from above them. Uh, People say there's like smoke around slot machines. There's a lot of smoke in Vegas when you go, so I would assume you would see something like that. But I know Vegas has special ventilation to prevent that. But um, yeah, and then the Luxor, the I is has some spirits floating around because apparently they might have some real mummies walking around, and then they also have They used to have the Titanic experience, or they might still have it, right?
Still have what?
The Titanic experience.
I don't know. The last time I
Yeah.
was there, they had it, and that was for my buddy's wedding. And that was, gosh, probably
So
five,
they
6 years
say the
ago.
Titanic brought in spirits, so
Mm.
they no longer wanted to hang out on the boat. They decided to gamble in Vegas. The
Makes
Plaza
for an
Hotel is
interesting
haunted
story.
as well. It's got some ghost activities from the 40s, busy lobby. Now the Hilton, if you stay at the Hilton, I don't think I don't know if this is
It's called the Westgate now.
yeah, the Westgate. I don't think it's called the
Yeah.
Hilton anymore. This
No.
might be an older
Yeah, it hasn't
article.
been the Hilton for years. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Very long
apparently you
time.
could see Elvis walking around.
Oh.
So he hangs out there a lot. I mean, I'm sure you can see Elvis pretty much everywhere in Vegas, but the real Elvis is here. So. And then Red Fox's former home. So I guess he lived in Vegas. He passed away in early 1991. And wherever his house is, I'm not sure where it is. Apparently, people have lived there and have been forced to vacate. No one wants to hang out there anymore. But yeah, he apparently haunts that home as well. So Vegas, there you go, haunted hotel. So if you're going to stay in some of these, I'm actually staying. I've stayed in the Luxor before. I've stayed in Mandalay Bay. I've stayed in a few of those things. So no ghosts though. I haven't come around ghosts. I've seen drunkards,
Right.
and creepy people, but I haven't seen any of that. Hey, look at this. We got someone slam chest hard. Just tipped me $2. Thanks, man.
Right on.
He says, "Yo, very cool. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming by. You might be new. I think you're new because I have not seen your name before. But thank you very much." And A2 comes in. Hey, how's it going? And every time A2 pops in, I have to play her favorite little clip. Yeah, I did that for my 100 sub stream, and she loved it after that. So I just have to play it for her.
That's a fabulous Captain America dance. Let me tell you. Fabulous.
Yeah, see. Yep. So we got someone else in here. Matthew W. Paris Hilton making a comeback. Maybe. Let's see. Anybody get raided by the FBI today? He asks. Not me. Maybe some of those old mobsters in the hotels.
Honey, is there something you need to tell me?
Well, depending on how some of us talk, we may get visited by the. But so Danny, I appreciate you. We're gonna wrap it up here almost. I appreciate you coming on and talking bad design and laugh about some Vegas. I hope to see you when I'm there next week. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be at the Grouchy John thing, and even though I do not particularly care for the establishment, I will also be at the event the night after that because Popcast guys are. I mean, a lot of people are going to be there. I have not met in real life yet.
Yeah,
so
should be fun. It would be fun to meet some of these people in person.
Yeah,
chat with.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself because I don't drink anymore. It's been 50 days, so hopefully, I'll have mingling and whatnot. Meeting people in person. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully you got a good support group there to help you out. And,
yeah.
So, again, I do want to mention to people who came in a little late. Danny does a couple things with a program called Nerds Never Say Die. I'm going to share that real quick in the chat again, and then he also cosplay. So, the Cosplay Player Alliance that is a neat one thing. So anybody that needs, have you seen, if anybody's seen, like if a kid wants Captain America to show up to visit them in the hospital, that program helps with that. And then the Nerds Never Say Die help with pretty much, like I said, if you're a nerd or anyone that has just issues or mental health.
The big thing is we want to remove the stigma because a lot of people, for some reason, a lot of people still like, like if you were to ask me, Danny, did you take your pill today? I wouldn't get offended by it. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I did.
Thanks.
Thanks. Whereas like back in the day, or even still a lot of people to this day, you know, why you know what I mean, get really defensive about it. And
Yeah.
and that's because that stigma is still there. That's just one
Yeah.
example. I mean, there's
Yeah.
tons of them. So if I can get more and more people to talk about it, until
Yeah.
because the cool thing about what we need the 501c3 for is because eventually we're going to provide people with free therapy. Now we have to pay the therapists, and we've made deals with the different therapy organizations to get like half off. But we figure if we raise about $5,000 per person, we could send somebody to therapy once a week for a year.
Okay.
And so that's what eventually that's what we're getting toward. But right now, since we're just a Nevada nonprofit, it's
And
more about spreading the word and helping reduce the
okay.
stigma.
And if anyone wanted to like ask a question about the program, you don't mind if they contact you, right?
Oh, not at all. If you go to you can DM me on Twitter, or if you go to nerdsneversaydie.org, there's a contact page, there's a Facebook page that you can message. I don't manage that, but somebody else does, so they'll, but yeah, please,
So yeah, go
just
check out.
don't ask me to draw anything for you, or I'll just refer you to this guy. So.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Vanquish says that's awesome. Dork Knight, yeah, he's got a really cool program. There's a few videos. If you go, I believe it's still up on Salty Nerds.
It is on Salty Nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah,
video.
if you type in "Nerds Never Say Die" in YouTube, their stuff comes up. None of our stuff. The Salty Nerd thing comes
but
up.
you had
It's
they
still
interviewed
cool.
a handful of people on that stream.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you and I can't remember I think there was 2 other people that they interviewed about it.
There was there was a few. Yeah, there was me. There was Clint, the therapist. There was Katie. They interviewed Troy, who's the president and founder of the Las Vegas Cosplayers Alliance. Interviewed Stacy, who's a school teacher and does social media for Nerds Never Say Die, and is also a volunteer for the Las Vegas Cosplayers Alliance.
Cool.
And so there's it's like 2 other interviews on there.
You only do Nevada. You don't do like Arizona or anywhere.
Correct. Like there are organizations out in those. In fact, I don't want to misspeak. I want to say it's called Arizona Ironman or Ironman Arizona. I don't know. There's a guy out in Arizona that we've referred people to, and I've worked with in the past with the other charity. But I was out of it for so long. I don't want to bring anybody down since we're about to end, but there was a reason. At 43, basically, I had to quit drinking. Something happened that made that put Danny in some dark times, and it
happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So now I'm coming out the other end. So I've got like this, haze of about 2 years where I'm just now getting back out to, today marks 50 days of sobriety. So I mean,
that's very cool. Congratulations on that.
It's still pretty really fresh. Awesome. Well, thank you. So I can't wait to get to where I don't know the number. You know what I mean? Where I'm not keeping up with it anymore.
But, a few people that I've talked to that have gone through this, they never forget the number.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. You check those sites out. I will update the description, put them in there. And I might even, if it's okay with you, I might even clip this out and make it shareable as well.
Sure, that'd be great. Yeah.
You have you do other stuff too, right? You do stuff with Salty Trekker, correct?
Yeah. So Thursday, 6 Pacific time, Thursday nights, we do Nerd Fight. I believe that's what he calls it. And I made a little thumbnail that I haven't finished yet, but it's whatever. But it's basically the Spock Kirk fight from Amok Time, where I've got Michael as Spock and I'm Kirk, and it's like set to like, I'm kind of making it look like Mortal Kombat. So it's got like fight, and the big bloody red lettering. And I haven't put the power meters up yet. I'm still working on those, but I needed to give them something you could share.
Okay,
so,
cool. I'll check it out.
So we do that. We just, argue over,
it
It was the Orville. Well, see, he's such an old curmudgeon, and he doesn't like anything, and so he kept
Sometimes he doesn't wear
complaining.
shirts, right?
Yeah, that's what happened once. That did happen once. That did happen once. And then I do Saturdays with Pop Culture Minefield, and my old time slot with Salty Nerd. I don't really try to. I feel like a dick trying to promote that one because it's at the exact same time as Salty Nerds, and like, don't tell
Sometimes you can't.
Gary. Don't tell Gary I said this, but just go watch Salty Nerd, and you guys watch me on the replay if you really want to. And then I occasionally do morning coffee, but now that the school year started back up and I have to take my son to school every day, that's probably not going to be a thing. But
yeah, summertime you kind of get to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
So very cool that you're busy.
Yeah.
It's good to keep your mind busy. So you don't, what was the idle hands?
My mom used to say it all the time, devil's playthings or whatever. So devil's playground.
Moms always have the cool sayings. So so thanks for coming by tonight. Anyone else out here, if you're new to the channel, you can also if you find me entertaining, you'll definitely find my co-hosts R2 the Ick to the Icky and Maria. We do a show called the After the Weekend, and we review movies from our childhood, so from the 80s, 90s. Last Monday, we reviewed Rock-a-Doodle, so a little Elvis Vegas theme going there, which is a great animation film to watch with your kid. I forgot how good it was. I enjoyed it. I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years. And then I sat down with my kid and watched it. And he doesn't normally sit still for movies, and this one he did. So
right. How old's your boy?
7. So,
nice.
Yeah. So he
still have fun age. My boys are 24 and 17, or 23 and 17 or 16. Sorry.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. So you can find me there after the weekend, and then you can come back. Next Wednesday I might be on. Since I'm traveling, I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything. Probably not. I'm not cool as like Rogue Disney and Jay from Park Hoppin' with the mobile live stream, so I probably won't do a stream.
Well, I mean, I've if you need help, let me know, man.
Okay.
When I was out on the horse ranch, I was still doing the Salty Nerd live streams.
Okay.
With my mobile setup. So
all right. So we'll see. But the following week after that, I'll have Danny from Comics and Cosmetics coming on. She's always a hoot, so that should be fun. So again, make sure you like, sub, share, and hit that bell so that way you catch my next stream. And I'll say good night to you all, and thanks for coming by.